It has been months since a crab told me what happened down below. Even after everything you had seen and everything I had told you, nobody would listen. Now look where we've ended up. Gauntlight is more active than ever, terrorizing our home with monsters as soldiers from the east drag our people screaming into the depths under the leadership of the blind general and the sisters. We cannot get word out for help. We cannot get supplies in. Food and medicine are dwindling, and I cannot keep this old fishing camp concealed for much longer. We have to bring the fight to them. We must take the fight to Gauntlight.
Well, last session, our intrepid heroes, if you can call them that, made their way, for once, into Gauntlight. Yes, we followed Lurbug, the giant minotaur. Not Remy Raddington.
Remy.
No, not Remy
Remy
either.
was also
Eudora.
not there.
Eudora, that's who that was. Eudora Finks, as well as... Jacob, why are half your names incomprehensible? Pizgi
because-
Juhua.
Because I wanted to torture myself, I guess.
How do you pronounce
Or
the
everyone
frog
else around
bard?
me.
How do
Pazisky.
you pronounce his name? Pazisky.
Oh, Pazitsky Juhua.
like Ted Pazisky.
Like, more like Ted Kaczynski.
Well, why would you?
Anyways,
Actually, that wasn't the intention, believe it or not.
Lurbug, Pazisky Juhua, and Eudora Finks fought their way into Gauntlight. They fought a few goobers. We kind of fucked them up pretty bad. And then we locked ourselves inside, and that's what happened, pretty much.
Well,
Also, Pazisky broke his leg.
Did he? No, he didn't. Pazitsky didn't break his leg, what?
No, that's canon now. Pazisky broke his leg.
No, he didn't! What
no.
the fuck?
The lobster grabbed him and broke his leg.
No!
Um,
No, it didn't!
Yes, it did. That happened right at the start of the session. What are you talking about?
No!
Am
It
I
actually
gaslit?
It actually
Yes!
did.
No! You're gaslighting me!
No, actually, that is something that kind of happened. The lobster did grab
No,
your leg
it's
and
not!
crunch it.
Don't you back him up, you motherfucker!
It's true! I added in the video
No,
last
it's not!
week!
No, it's not!
Anyways,
You lying
a
sack of shit!
slight detail. The worst part is, I'm not lying. I'm completely not lying.
What are you talking about? You're
Actually,
not
yeah,
lying.
I think that
I'm
did
not
actually
lying.
It happened. You broke your leg.
So a slightly
This
important...
is so fucked up. I know. I'm definitely being gaslit. I'm
No,
definitely
you're
being
not.
gaslit.
You're
I-
not.
Cam, I don't know how much effort this will be, but I want you to, like, at this point in the episode, put, like, a little flashback to last session where he broke his leg.
So Pazitsky gets just absolutely grabbed by this claw, just crunching down on your leg. Okay.
I will watch it. I will comment on that video. Oh
you
my
will
god, I
not
was so
watch
wrong.
it. You will forget this happened.
I probably will.
You will.
I
He's gonna
definitely
forget this
will.
conversation even happened.
Considering
In
that's
like
like
20
2
minutes.
weeks
What
from
conversation?
now. So anyways, Colby, a slight detail that you forgot is that now the entirety of this resistance force is now in Gauntlight. Not just
Yes.
your three characters who invaded the place.
everyone is here, and at this point, Rin, Morlabent, and Vandy have all spread out to create magical barriers around basically every possible entrance. And on the other side, there is a voice. Well, it seems that we have a bit of an impasse here.
Does anybody recognize this voice?
No.
Where is it coming from?
The other side of the door.
Oh. To the outside?
Yes. Considering you are on the inside, the other side would be the outside.
To be
But
fair, there are
before
a
I
lot of doors
respond-
here.
Before I respond, who should we be RPing as right now?
That's your choice.
Gotcha.
You now have access to all of your characters.
So I'm assuming we're just picking up immediately where last session left off. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Nobody's scared. No like voice.
Good. The fear adds flavor. You've placed yourselves in a bit of an interesting predicament. And unfortunately, you now have no way out.
Well, Lurbug not even want go out. Lurbug make tower his own. Lurbug be monster in dungeon.
You hear a different voice on the other side of the door.
I yearn for their blood. I demand it.
Brother, patience. Remember, a steak that has been marinated tastes so much sweeter.
I think you're cooking your steak wrong if it's sweet.
Lurbug not made of steak.
And they
I mean,
shall
you're
marinate
not
in
made of
their
steak.
fear.
And you hear something slam against the door. A small chip falls out. And just briefly on the other side, you can see this man. Tall,
Well, he seems fun.
wearing a blue metallic mask, and seemingly has a red cloth over his eyes. You would imagine this is the blind general you've heard so much about, the leader of all of the forces who have come to Atari.
Well, he seems like a ray of sunshine.
Lurbug killed him.
No time for that now.
I mean, is there not a time for that now? I feel like this is perfect time for that.
Rin, at this point, is visibly sweating. Do you not see this barrier that I am currently keeping up? That keeps them out and us in.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do see that now.
Yes, slightly important. So, everyone, spread out. I get the feeling that myself, Morlabent, and Vandy will be busy for quite some time.
Okay.
This place is now our home for the foreseeable future.
Nurbug, finally big monster in dungeon. And he's gonna run off into like a dark, sort of unlit area. Not
Well, you
like
can do just that now that you're on the map with all of your
Yippee!
characters.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Woohoo!
And at this point, all of the NPCs have also already spread out.
There are so many
I
people.
The
beg of you to
gang's all
unpause.
here.
Now, note for the two of you with familiars, I did not attach the familiars to your primary token, so you'll have to drag select them both at the same time.
Ah, good to know. Thank you.
Okay. So who do we have?
So,
As Colby said, we'll need you to unpause the game if you'd like us to
oh,
move.
yes.
Nurbug monster.
Wait up!
As Jacob moves
Oh, my
all three
entire
of his
group.
characters.
Yep.
Why is my entire group moving? What?
It's a
How do I
hive
just select
mind.
one? Oh, there we go.
Except for Strux.
How do I select one? I don't know. Maybe you click on just one.
I did click on just one. That was the
I
weird
don't
thing.
believe you. So,
I
Lurbug,
put
you run up
What?
and you find yourself in front of a large wooden door completely covered in rubble.
Why am I
Frogman,
also having all
clean
of
up
mine
door.
selected. Unselect. Stop that. Jacob, how did you unselect your people?
You click off
Oh,
of them.
I certainly am trying.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. You just drag over the specific character you want to move. Like click and
I'm not
drag
having any
the
issue with it.
specific character with that.
But it's moving all four of them.
Well, it shouldn't be doing that. So
If
I
you-
don't know what to tell
If you like do your click and drag off of any particular characters, it should reset it.
Yeah.
'Cause, like I'm able to just move one by one.
I forgot that Mitch was near death. Wait, how is Mitch here? He was
Mitch got
abandoned.
We rescued him.
I don't know
You
how
told
many
me. Oh, that's
times
right, that
we
was
had
off
to
screen.
have this. Yeah, it wasn't
okay, that was
off
off
screen.
screen,
It
it
was
was
off screen for you. It was
Yes, it was
on
off
screen
screen
for
for me.
everyone else.
It was off screen for me specifically. For everyone else, it was very on screen.
So, anyways,
Wait, there's one person. Where's Strux?
right here.
He's down
Oh,
here.
here he is. There he is. Jeez, he cannot see anything.
Yes, he does
Mitch
not
and-
have dark
Mitch and
vision.
Mitch and Strux can't see anything. Where's Pizzinski?
So, what are we doing?
Boba Bebo scampers up to Rin.
All right.
Hello! I will help you with my psychic magical abilities.
And he's gonna like put his palms up forward as though he's helping out with the barrier. As his candle glows ever so bright, the fire on his candle gets ever so slightly larger,
Large.
and largy, and nothing else happens aside from that.
Great, thank you. That is expressly not helpful. But I appreciate
I
it.
want to go too! I want to go too! I want to go too! Like, can we bring more than one character, or is it just one character at a time?
You can bring in another character. You can bring in as many characters as you want.
Excellent.
I bring in
I can't. I don't
Cranberry.
have the attention span. For
No.
No! Crossover episode!
Finley is gonna try and make her way to, like, wherever she thinks that she can start going down. She wants to start murdering things as soon as possible. And Eudora is going to just follow her.
Great. You don't know the answers to either of those things.
I figured.
You may wish to explore. I will say, there's now a firelight coming from this northwestern room here that you would have seen Lazda, Magaloy, and the mayor's daughter go into. And as you enter, it definitely does appear to be... there does, in fact, appear to be a fire built in the center of this room.
Can Lurbug fit through this door?
No.
Lurbug's going to stay where he is, but Bolero and Bartholomew are going to go in there.
Love that. So yeah, in here you are met with Lasda Venkervale, one of the local bartenders, as well as Magaloy, one of the local brewers. They've built this sort of makeshift fire, and they're working on sort of cleaning up this area. Which, judging by what appears to be a bunch of broken tables in the center, looks like it may have been a dining room at one point.
All right. Let's see what we're working with here. Oh, smells like shit. What are you cooking with, huh?
Well, so far we're cooking with nothing, because we're not cooking at all.
Yeah, that'll do it. See, that's why it smells like shit.
Yeah,
They're cooking
I'll
shit!
do it.
Well, you guys don't mind. I'm just gonna go ahead and get my own little setup going here. Let me put this down here.
And I guess Bartholomew is going to put his lab in like a little clear area near the fire. And this quote unquote alchemy lab that he's putting down is just like some cooking supplies. It's like a miniature kitchen he's brought with him.
Gotcha. All right.
And that's the lab that's currently in the stash.
Gotcha. You've now placed down your lab in the dining room. As Finley begins moving south, you find Morlabint keeping up one of the barriers over a giant gaping hole in the wall. And silently you leave.
I figure I can only make things worse if I interrupt him.
I think Bolero is actually going to go talk to him.
All right. You enter and you can see he's definitely already straining. It's only been a few minutes so far and he's already straining to keep this going.
How are you holding up there?
Well, I don't know how long I'll be able to pull this off, but I'll do my best. I don't think there's much of a choice.
Yes, unfortunately not. Is there anything that I can do to make this a little easier on you?
Well, that brings us into the barrier system. So, the way these barriers work is that one spellcaster needs to be keeping them up at all times. And that spellcaster needs to, at the end of every day, they need to make a fortitude save. If they fail said fortitude save, the barrier goes down. And with every single save, their drained condition increases, increasing the likelihood of a failure. Now, right now, you have Jacob, get off Instagram. You have
I'm not on Instagram.
you just sent me something.
That was earlier. Did you just get it?
Yes.
Oh shit, internet.
So right now, Morlabint, Ren, and Vandy are all upkeeping these three barriers. So you can also take your characters to upkeep the barriers. Say if you wanted to, I don't know, either let one of those three rest, or if you wanted them to make you a scroll or a magic item, you can take over for them and let them do that. But that also sort of brings us into the activities system. So basically, everyone gets one activity per day. And I know this isn't necessarily realistic, but from a gameplay perspective, everyone gets one activity per day. So your activity could be upkeeping the barrier, or it could be going into Gauntlight, for example. So basically, that to answer your question, that is how you would be able to help Morlabent, is by taking over for him and giving him a break. But right now, he doesn't need that. He's not even fatigued.
But only casters can do that.
Yes, only full-blown casters.
So I've only got 2 characters that could do that. And unfortunately, one of them is Boba Bebo, Bebo Bobby Bo. And I don't think he should ever be in charge of anything.
Boba Bebo can do the barrier if someone else is sitting there watching him the entire time.
Exactly. they're super. And also if somebody else can like do all the work for him.
Okay. I'm gonna have Tanya go ahead and take a resolve rest.
Okay.
And then try and heal her wounds.
Okay.
May I have Wallace do the same? Because he's not doing anything else right now.
Sure. Do you have the ability to treat your own wounds?
Resolve rest, right?
Resolve rest, yes. But I was asking about treating wounds, because that is something that is also being done right now.
Yes, I can treat my own wounds.
I don't believe Wallace can.
I
Oh,
don't think
however,
so.
Bolero can.
Okay, 13 points of healing.
Excellent.
Tanya is back to full.
Excellent. I should also note that at this point, Rin is still mortal and Morlabent is still bloodied, so the two of them are not doing well.
Yeah, would I be able to heal Morlabin without
Yes.
interrupting him?
Yes, you can.
Perfect.
Remy
I'm gonna go
Reddington
ahead and do
will come
that.
and treat Rin's wounds.
So
Okay.
do I have... Aha! I do have mortal healing. Has Morlabin regained health from a
No.
divine source? Beautiful.
So 24 for Rin. So 2d8. She regains 8 hit points.
Alright, Rin regains 8 hit points and is now bloodied instead of mortal.
And then... What the fuck?
So that was a
Kill
natural 1.
Morlabent.
So mortal healing, remind me what that does again. That just
It
lets
turns a treat wound success into a crit success.
I
However,
see. That was a critical failure.
Yeah, I'm gonna hero point that so I don't
Okay.
fucking kill Morlabin.
Okay. Try again.
Which I did not want to burn that so early, but I feel like that's worth it. There we go. That's a 28.
28, that is a success, so I believe that would become a critical success.
Correct.
So that is 4d8 hit points.
Oh, that is 20 points of healing to Morlabin.
Hell yeah. Alright. 20 points of healing to Morlabent. Morlabent is now injured, but in much better shape.
I hope that is at least something that I can do for you.
Yeah, significantly better. Oh, significantly better. You know something else you could do? That giant maggot corpse over there? And he nods over towards this maggot corpse. I feel like we probably should find a way to get rid of those. I saw a few more in the main room, along with the other corpses. There's lots of corpses.
Yes, there seems to be a place rid with them. Tell you what, I will see if the chef back there has a use for it.
Okay.
What horrible news if you're just
Why did
this
you say
guy
his name
trying to
like
get
that?
rid of the rotting maggot corpse and someone goes, I wonder if the chef can do anything with
You
the
know
rotting
what?
maggot corpse.
Colby, I need you to pick a d20.
Oh my god. No. No. 1 through 14, right?
Yes.
14.
14, you bastard. Well, I'm glad that I found this additional dice box. Alright, the Greg dice it is. I had left this in the other room. Alright, Morlbin retches, but he does not throw up. That is all.
Ah, I see.
Look, 'twas a joke. I don't intend to eat this thing, and I'm sure you don't either.
You'd be
However-
correct.
Perhaps, something can be made from it. We're lacking for resources here, so we need everything we can get.
I know you're right, but it doesn't mean I like it.
Oh, I don't like it either. In fact, I despise this whole ordeal.
That makes two of us. Alright.
Right? So yeah, he's gonna drag that maggot on
Alright.
over.
You drag the maggot on over. And you
Move.
bring it to Bartholomew. What does Bartholomew say to this maggot being brought to him?
Oh, what have we got here? Yes, don't wear yourself out with it. Just find something useful to do. Oh, buddy, I will find something useful to make out of this thing. Very well.
Welcome to my world of talking to yourself in front of other people.
Hey,
Alright.
by the way, I gotta ask, where'd you get the cool jacket? This jacket was bestowed upon me as a part of my oath. I will not have you simply call it a jacket.
Yeah, and Lurbug peeks in. Hey, what you talking about? Okay, I'm
my
done
God.
with this bit. I'm done with this bit.
Moving on.
I would like to move on now.
So what are we doing now? Let's hear from someone else.
Please.
Jacob, what are you doing? What are your characters doing?
Well, I mean, honestly, I think Mitch and Strux are quite tired and well bruised. I mean, you know, Dexter can definitely use some healing. Kaczynski's pretty okay. But let's see. I don't know if there's anyone who's able to.
Not a one. No one here has any healing. Perish and die.
Oh well, guess I'll perish and die.
Thank God.
Yeah, tell me about it. Finally.
I will also note, actually, now that Finley and Eudora have moved along there does appear to be a door up here to the north that nobody is currently guarding.
Well,
And
check out that
there also
door.
appears to be some sort of an open, like, secret doorway right here with what looks like the remnants of a teleportation circle in it.
Love the remnants of a teleportation circle.
So, Eudora, you approach the door.
Yes, I approach the door. Give me
Looks
2
to be a fairly standard wooden door. Looks a little extra creaky, maybe, but you can definitely feel a draft coming from the other side.
Get open. Knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and your fist sticks to it.
Like,
As the door grows
like
a
it's
mouth,
sticky? Oh.
as the door grows a mouth and says, sorry, wasn't intentional. As Bart Scrampton, you would recognize Bart Scrampton as the mimic doorman of the fishing cabin that you've been stuck at this whole time. Sorry, they wanted me to
Good
guard this
fellow.
door and keep it quiet, so that's what I've been doing.
Is there anything behind you?
I can't say I've looked on the other side, but I hear a lot of sounds that I don't enjoy. So we're gonna keep it that way as long as we can.
Halt!
At hearing this voice, Wallace is going to charge forth.
Wallace charges forth. Would Eudora like to get out of the door, perhaps?
Yeah.
There we go. All right, Wallace charges forth.
Did I hear that there was a door speaking?
Well, technically I'm just pretending to be a door, but yeah.
You there? What? What might your name be?
Bart
Oh,
Scrampton.
Oh. It's you. It
What?
really is you. Bartholomew Scrampton. I am Wallace, the Waldor. And I have
Okay.
sworn to your family, to your parents,
I
that I will
have
bring you
parents.
home. Yes, you are the rightful heir to the Dorish kingdom.
What?
We've explained.
Missed something? Like, what the fuck is happening here?
You've probably missed several things because it's you.
But
Colby,
also,
continue.
Colby is kind of just doing something here, and we're gonna roll with it.
This is based on established lore that we established
I
in
know.
Abomination Vaults when I got a critical success.
I know. I know. I just don't want to deal with it.
So, the mimic appears to be incredibly confused, Wallace.
Fun fact about Wallace, that I forgot to include when I was describing his character the first time. He actually has a locket around his neck. He's gonna pull that off, open it up, and show it to Bart. And inside that locket is a baby photo of Bartholomew Scrampton.
Oh my god. And this is a person or a mimic?
That's up to you.
It's important to me that someone does fan art of baby Bart Scrampton.
I...
You were taken from your home at a young age. And since then, the kingdom of Doors has been looking for you. The kingdom of Doors that lies on the cliffs of Gathraday. I think that's what we establish it as.
Yes.
On the cliffs of Gathraday, the Dorish kingdom, you are the heir to the throne. And it's my duty to protect you. So I will stand by your side and be your righteous protector, Lord Bartholomew Scrampton.
The door shifts uncomfortably.
You might be able to help him
Okay.
better if you go and kill the things that are living here.
Yes, I
Sounds
agree.
like there's a lot of fun happening behind him, though. You want to check it out?
Nope, nobody gets through me.
Oh,
That's what Rin said.
but I'm bored.
Oh, go do something else then.
I will stay by your side, Bartholomew.
No,
Hey,
that's okay.
And Wallace is facing away from Bartholomew, right here. He's gonna just stick his shield in the ground and act as a second doorway.
Oh no. Okay. So that's
No
what
one
Wallace
shall
is doing.
pass.
Right. As Eudora wanders off and opens another door, inside you see just a collapsed room with walls full of shelves, full of rotting books and papers, and similarly, there's a rotting. You think you see a rotting desk in the corner over here, as well as another door on the other side.
Love a rotting desk. Part of the problem here is that I, the person, don't remember the layout of this building very well.
I think that works perfectly.
I know you do, but I don't like when you believe that.
And Eudora leaves. Excellent. There is also a door to the south here, to the south of where Eudora currently stands.
Eudora doesn't necessarily want to wander anywhere without, like, you know, other people.
Bolero is going to follow her.
Excellent. Eudora, as you open this door, you actually see Davina on the other side of this pit in the center of this room. This sinkhole of sorts. And as you actually open this door, you also see an open set of double doors over here, and you hear a lot of high-pitched squealing on the other side.
Oh. We'll investigate that squealing.
Yes,
All right.
let's.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
All right,
Who's
is
that?
one of
my
Jacob
characters
is
that I can't.
I
see.
heard something.
so.
No, did I?
Fuck you.
Am
will
I
note-
finally going senile?
Now I will note that Eudora, as you're trekking along the side here, looking into the sinkhole, you see a number of ladders going in. You'll see a number of shovels, and it appears that the dirt and rocks here have recently been disturbed, almost as if somebody was digging.
Why can't I select my characters that are over here? I can't see them.
I don't know, maybe find them. There you go, you have one.
Maybe get violent.
You had Strux. Alright.
Well, I had Strux,
So-
but I wanted him to rest, so he's staying.
Okay, so Eudora, you go into this area here, and you can see a number of things. Number one, that guy who you guys beat up and knocked out, he's tied up in the corner. That enemy soldier. You also see the mayor, Kileno, and Sparolino all standing around this sort of like sand pit in the center, and tied to a chair, a makeshift chair of bones and rocks, you see a little blue guy
Oh.
who's currently squealing.
What? What?
It's Stitch.
Well, this seems interesting.
What the fuck?
It actually kind of looks like Jack Black.
What's going on here, guys?
Oh my fucking god. What is this?
Kileno
What
turns
is
to you
this?
and says, as Paziski just sprints into the room, we found him
He's
like that.
doing laps.
We found him like that, tied to that chair.
What do you mean you found him like that?
I mean, we found him like that. I'd say the Inaras had their fun with him.
Are we going to let him go, or are we going to have fun with him?
What?
Kileno and Osif and Scarlino all just turn their heads slowly towards you.
I asked if we're gonna let him go.
You concern me.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Little blue man, I ask you, for what purpose were you tied up here?
They wanted to beat the shit out of me!
Is that so? What possible reason could they have to beat up a little creature such as yourself?
It can be
Because I am a king!
Ah. And I suppose this is your proud kingdom then, is it?
Yes!
Ah.
I am strong!
Scrong, the king of rubble, is that right?
Yes!
Tell you what. There, just so happens to be a little place with lots and lots of rubble for you to rule over. However, if you want it, and by extension, if you want to get out of that chair, we need a bit of help from you.
Okay.
Yes, now, what can you offer us?
I am good at training bugs.
Is that so?
Yes! And I know
All
a
of-
little bit about the place below.
Ah, I see. Now, what exactly do you know about the place below?
Let me go and I tell you.
I'm afraid that I can't let you go yet. However,
Well, that's some bullshit.
very well then. Carl, go, rest on his shoulder for a bit, won't you?
Oh. All right. Carol goes and flies onto Scrong's shoulder.
Shoo! Stinky bird.
Just now, when I had spoken to you about the little deal that we wanted to make, I sensed that you tried to, switch things around on me. So I will ask you again, with my dear compatriot resting upon your shoulder. Tell us what you know about the place below, and only then, once you tell us, will we let you out.
Make an intimidation check.
Oh no, that's an 8.
An 8.
No! Let me go and I tell you things. Or maybe I not tell you things anymore. You are threatening a king.
What was
Yeah,
it the
we'll
king
let
of
you go.
exactly?
Sorry, that was too many voices at once.
You go ahead.
What will you do if we let you go?
I tell things if I feel nice.
Tell you what, you said that you like to train bugs, is that so?
Yes?
I can't help but notice lots of little bugs around this place, particularly down in that corner right over there. There's a particularly large and juicy one.
They are dead.
Yes. However, I just so happen to know a few necromantic magics. And of course, if raising an army of undead bugs is of no interest to the king, you could of course eat them, but every king needs its army, doesn't it?
A king does like his army.
Yes. And I will help you raise that army, if you help us.
Make a diplomacy check.
I'm slightly better at these. 18.
I do like armies. Let me go and we see.
I'm just a weak old man after all. I must take your word at its value. Who am I to disagree with the king?
Great question.
What was it you're the king of exactly?
So, my friends, shall we let the king go to rightfully rule over his kingdom?
What's his kingdom?
Why, all of this, of course.
Kingdom.
Isn't it
Everything.
glorious?
Holy cadoodle. That's the most glorious empire I've ever seen in my life.
It'll be nothing compared to mine.
I don't like this lady.
I don't really like her either, to be honest with you.
Yes, I'm still learning things about her. Now, the rest of you in the room. First of all, Mayor, how are you doing? Are you healing all right?
Could be better, but I feel mostly all right, yes.
That's good. You take your time to rest and spend time with your daughter. The two of you will dearly need it.
Unfortunately,
but
I have planning to do, and this seems like the best possible place.
I admire your dedication. Anyways, before I release our king, I just want to hear from the king's advisors, so to speak. Should we free him?
Yes.
I want to see what happens.
Sandwich Man, what do you think?
Why, I suppose we might as well let him go. I cannot see him doing too much harm.
Very well.
I should also note, you may remember that Sparolino has a big-ass bread knife. This is him with his big-ass bread knife.
Oh,
That's
my
fucking
fucking
God.
hilarious.
Oh my fucking god, I love that.
So, Sparolino appears not to be threatened by Scrong.
As he should. Sparolino's got it. Go.
Alright, so are you letting Scrong go?
Yeah, let's let him go.
Alright.
Let's untie him.
You remove Scrong's restraints, and the little blue man hops off the throne, stretches, and then hops right back on the throne, sits down, starts kicking his feet in the air.
Great. Thank you, servant.
Anything for you, my lord.
Good answer.
Now, if you would be so gracious as to tell us what you know about this tower.
Oh yes, very scary lady runs it. The last people who came through here, I have not seen them in a while. But they went through, they killed a lot of things. They killed the mushroom eye people down below, which was good because I did not like them. And then they disappeared, and these new people come in, and I don't like them so much. They did a lot of digging in the other room over there, in the big hall, and I think there were a lot of them. I don't really know, but I think they all went down into the big hole.
Into the big hole, which is now closed up.
Yes, I thought I heard the collapse.
What were they
I see.
digging for?
I don't know. Probably trying to get downstairs.
And do you happen to know of any other ways downstairs?
Well, that is the best way. And then there's the old dragon cave. But, I don't think the dragon is still there, but I remember hearing the soldiers say there was something else. So, don't know if that's a good way or not.
But it seems to be our only other way in, is that correct?
I don't know. As far as I am aware, that is how the last group went down.
I see. That last group that, never came back.
Correct. Well, they actually did come back several times, but they eventually stopped coming to visit Scrong.
Ah. And, my last question for you, my king. What is it that you know about, these other travelers that came in here?
Well, they killed all of my men, and they killed most of my pets.
Yes, and, could you please describe them for me?
I don't know, they all had 2 legs. I think one of them looked a little bit like you, but he disappeared before the rest of them.
I see. I was looking for a 3-legged one, so I suppose I will just have to keep looking. Thank you, my king.
Okay.
Alright, so I guess Bolero's just gonna go over to Mr. Frog.
All right. You approach Mr. Frog.
Now, Painter, what is it that you said your name was?
Mr. Paradise.
Frog.
Sorry about that. What were you saying? My tongue was tied in a knot, which is code for my microphone was muted.
I see.
Could you repeat what you
Would
asked
you
me
like
then?
to... Would you like to come with us into the Dragon Cave, as our king puts it?
Yeah, sure, let's do it. I'm going to a Dragon Cave, why not?
Good. We have one.
Oh, we're going right now? Okay, let's go.
You, blue person.
Blue.
Me?
The other blue one.
There are 3 blue people in this room.
Yes,
I'm
and
the
again,
dwarf.
blue?
Yes, well, either way, will you be coming with us?
I wouldn't dream of missing it.
Very well. Let's go to the Dragon Cave. I need to stretch my legs.
We've been walking this whole time. What are you talking about? Stretch your legs.
Now, something I will note. You do not currently know where this dragon cave is, but considering you have not seen one inside this building,
It's the outdoor thing where that other thing was, yeah?
it might be.
My king, where is this Dragon Cave?
Is outside.
Fantastic, thank you. Well, let's get our feet wet.
Alright, I'm down for that.
I don't think anyone's gonna let us outside. I want to climb down and investigate this collapsed.
Right. You head on down and you investigate the sinkhole here. Now, how are you investigating?
I'm just trying to shift some of the dirt, see what is going on.
Mhm. Well, it appears that there's actually a buried spiral staircase here.
Say, guys, looks like there's a staircase here.
Yes, Is it functional, though?
Cameron, is it functional?
Well, it's currently covered in rubble.
If we dug it out, would it be functional?
You don't know.
I don't know.
I have an idea. Carl, go fetch me the big one.
Alright, Carl goes to fetch Lurbug. Now the real question is, how is Lurbug going to fit in here?
Maybe this way?
That does not look 10 feet wide to me. Though you could attempt to squeeze.
Liverbug is gonna try to squeeze through.
Alright. So you attempt to squeeze.
What are you doing there, buddy?
Bird said Lurbug needs to help.
Huh. Okay.
What kind of check is squeeze?
Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Acrobatics, please.
Surprisingly, he's good at that. So I rolled a 10.
A 10. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's not a success.
Lurbug can't fit.
Are you sure?
Butter
I
him up
kill.
and pull him through.
I kill Paziski.
Actually, that's a critical.
Yeah, Fizitsky's eyes just like lock straight onto fuck, why am I forgetting his name?
So
this
anyways,
guy.
Lurbug gets,
And he just in a perfect accent just says, "Are you sure?"
So Lurbug, actually, as you try to squeeze through this doorway, you get stuck, as that was a critical failure.
Lurbug's scared.
Can we pull him through?
No,
Can we push him out?
maybe.
I'm just gonna try and push him out of the door so he's not stuck anymore.
Someone help Lurbug.
Lurbug, if you would
I'm
like to
working on
make
it, buddy.
another acrobatics check, and Finley would like to make an athletics check.
22.
It's a 22 as well.
All right. Yeah, you managed to get Lurbug unstuck.
There you are, big guy.
Thanks.
All right. So that is that's now a 16 from Lurbug.
That's still a critical fail. You're stuck again.
Lurbug's stuck again.
Okay, buddy. Maybe we stop trying here. I'm gonna try and help free him again.
Okay.
It's a 15.
Uh-huh.
It's a 32.
He's still stuck.
Oh no.
He's really stuck in there this time.
How loudly is Lurbug crying?
So fucking loud.
Okay, I'm thinking that like Mildred is gonna hear this and be like, bro, what?
Mildred, you walk over and just see this Minotaur with his head stuck in a door.
Excuse me, sir, are you doing alright?
Lurbug's stuck.
Oh dear. How can I help?
Poor Lurbug.
Has anybody got any butter? We could just lubricate his head and get him pulled right out.
You could use some of the mucus on my body.
You use maggot gut. Maggot gut slippery.
I can also I would like to
Oh, it's
remind that I
above.
can vomit my stomach out, so I could theoretically use some of the juices on that.
Where is the
Well, thank
nearest
God for
maggot
that.
corpse?
The nearest
This-
maggot corpse is right behind you.
Yeah, okay. I guess I'm gonna drag the maggot corpse over.
All right, you drag the maggot corpse over.
And then okay, does it seem like the innards have enough slickness that they might help? Like they won't just glue him to the inside of the door frame?
You know, make a survival check.
Hey, that's a 16.
Well, the innards of this maggot do appear to have a somewhat mucus-like consistency. So, theoretically, a little slippery.
Okay. Mildred is gonna go ahead and try and just coat his head and horns in maggot goo. Alright, there you go, sweetie. Now we're just gonna try and ease our head out. Alright?
Okay.
Okay, roll acrobatics again.
Oh, 27.
27. Okay, that's a failure, but it's not a critical failure, so you get out.
Oh, it's alright, sweetheart. We'll set a crew about widening some of these doors.
Did somebody say door?
Okay, no, I can't
Fucking-
keep doing this.
All right.
Okay, we need to. We're side plot over. We need to find the way down. The
Well-
bit's
Are
done.
you
It's
are
done.
you regretting taking a large character now?
It's
Ever so slightly.
Just think of all those single wide doors through the entirety of
Oh my
Gauntlight.
god.
Rurbug squeezed the entire way through.
What does he have to roll to successfully squeeze through a door?
Well, considering that I would say is a space, at the very least, a space barely fitting your shoulders is a DC 15. I would say that was a space barely fitting his head, considering his head is the size of the door. So that's a DC 30. Though the lube helps.
We'll figure that out later. Anyways, I guess let's get some rocks moving. Right? Do we have any other leads, or do we? Because going outside is our other option, and we can't exactly do that.
You could certainly try. Nothing's stopping you from trying.
Okay, I don't remember what's through these upper doors.
You mean the ones that Lurbug is currently standing in front of?
Yes. I'm gonna
Right.
peek around
approach
and see
them.
what's...
They are currently blocked by rubble.
Okay. I think we're gonna have to dig out the staircase, as fucking annoying as that is. I guess if no one else is doing it, Finley and Eudora are just gonna start digging out a fucking staircase.
Okay.
Wait. I will help. Carl, go help.
All right,
Carl, leaves the room.
leaves. Carl leaves. All right. What is Carl doing? Carl is getting Wallace. Okay.
I was told there was a doorway.
Well, there's a staircase, and we could also
Stairs.
use some of the doorways being widened for Lurbug, but
Why, stairs are merely just vertical doors. Out of the way! Out of the way!
What?
Eudora is gonna back away from this fucking freak, and Finley's gonna be like, okay.
Well, it's
All
a good
right,
thing
all
there's
right.
several shovels here.
He gets to digging.
Okay. So
should
are
we
you
just like start like having characters bring around sledgehammers to like widen the doorways?
Low-key, yeah, I think so.
great? Who has a
That's what
sledgehammer?
Tanya's gonna do. Tanya is gonna go around and try and help widen the doors with what's her name? Mildred. Mildred and Tanya are gonna try and open up the doorways.
Great. What tools are they using?
Other big stones.
Okay. That'll take a really long time, but you can certainly try.
Unless someone here has alternative methods. Okay, I guess we're trying to chip away the doorways.
All right then. So you start working on chipping away the doorways. Which doorway are you starting with? Because this is gonna take multiple days.
This top doorway, because I feel like he has to be able to get down there.
Great. Put your characters there who are working on this. So this will be Mildred and Tanya's task. I'm just gonna say this maggot corpse has been used.
That's fair. I will also say that Remy is willing to do healing for anybody who needs it. So she's willing to just set up shop and do healing stuff for any NPCs or PCs who are in need of healing.
Well, at this point, all the NPCs who would need healing are immune to treat wounds. So,
I'm saying that less for the NPCs and more for the PCs.
no, I know.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the PCs are being played by a person who, So, all right. So, Mildred and Tanya, their activity for the day is to work on widening this door. While Wallace is the only one working on digging right now?
No, Eudora and Finley are. They were just
Okay.
trying to get out of the way for Wallace because he seemed
All right.
passionate.
So the three of you, please make athletics checks. Oh, we've lost Jacob Perez.
No.
Have we? What? I'm right here.
No, you're not.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're not in Foundry anymore.
I'm not in Foundry. My
Yeah,
baby's still on
Jacob.
Foundry.
Does a 22 hit? Is what he asked.
Yes, 22 does hit. Fuck you.
Great. You take 84 damage.
Okay,
Anyways-
Eudora got a 25 and
Am I back?
Finley got a 17.
Yes.
And Wallace got a 30.
Excellent. All right. So, this is going to take several hours. If anyone else has activities they'd like, as this is your daily activity, so what do other people want to do with their daily activities?
I don't know. Mitch is gonna cough up blood, I guess. Let's see.
If only someone had committed to healing the party.
I mean, did you heal Mitch?
Yeah, Bolero's gonna go heal Mitch.
Yay! Thank you,
Okay.
Bolero.
Go ahead
Be
and
careful I
roll.
don't stitch your mouth shut.
That is a 28.
Great, that's a success.
Woohoo.
Critical success, in fact. 48.
Yay!
16 points of healing.
And Mitch is no longer wounded. Alright.
Yay!
Alright. So, I guess if nobody else has tasks that they would like to complete, takes around 8 hours or so. But eventually, you guys manage to clear enough of the sinkhole to open up the stairway.
Wonderful work.
Both Eudora and Finley are going to go ahead and take resolve rests. That was long. I need a break.
Wallace goes right back to where he was posted.
Okay. Anyone who would like to make a resolve rest may do so now.
I would also like to do one. Yay.
To do what? I couldn't hear you.
Anyone who would like to make a resolve rest may do so now.
Yay, resolve rest.
Alright.
Well, are we going down?
Down we go.
Okay. So,
So Mitch is gonna go with them. He is going to cast light.
okay. Excellent. Mitch or Paziski?
Actually, I'll do this again.
Okay. So who's currently going into Gauntlight?
Eudora, Finley.
Bolero.
I did not mean to do that. How do I get rid of that?
You
So
said you
fucking
cast light.
bright.
What?
You said you cast light, so I put light on you.
Oh, well, I mean, Mitch casted it, but since he's not going...
I thought Paziski casted it.
No. I
Oh,
don't think-
is this Pazitsky or Mitch can
Oh,
cast
It does
Paziski
currently
does
say-
have light.
It does currently say in the chat that you cast light as Paziski. So
Yeah, I think I mispressed this.
It's fine.
I was on the wrong character sheet. I
but
apologize.
do you want to have light cast on Paziski or no?
You know what? Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, you cast light on yourself, Paziski. Alright, and the four of you are going down. So Finley, Bolero, Eudora, Paziski. Let me just configure this real fast. What is your marching order? Who's going
Finley
first?
probably goes in front. Eudora probably goes towards the back, if not the back.
Bolero's gonna be somewhere in the middle.
Okay. Where's Paziski?
Pizky. Emma's character
Okay.
going in the back, right? I'll go in the front.
Okay. Emma's bringing two characters, so Paziski will be behind Finley. Excellent. So, as you begin descending, there's quite a bit more rubble here. It appears there was a recent collapse, actually. Yeah, you continue taking yourselves down. And as you start getting further down, you hear voices.
I swear I heard a collapse. How could there be a collapse? It already collapsed behind us.
and you see torchlight up ahead. As it appears, things are starting to widen out into a bit of a chamber. And as you come down the stairs, you are greeted by two Inara soldiers. Looks like a brute and a wanderer. The brute... No, not the brute. Neither of them. Both of them currently have their weapons drawn. There appear to be torches lit in sconces along the walls. So it's initiative time.
Yay!
Oh boy.
Oh, how I've missed combat.
Have you?
No. Damn!
Okay. Okay.
All
Two
right.
nat 20s.
Goddamn. All right. So, at the top of round one, we have Paziski. You see these two people. Weapons drawn.
Yes.
What do?
Paziski is going to. First thing that Paziski's going to do is that he's going to give a Courageous Anthem. He's going to cast Courageous Anthem,
Excellent.
which is going to affect everybody within 60 feet within a 60-foot radius of him.
Excellent.
I'm gonna say something to the effect of, these guys aren't shit. We're gonna fuck them up. We're gonna kill them. And
Alright.
then,
2 actions remaining.
yes. And then, second, hit one. Okay. Yeah. Then I'm going to use Void Warp
All right. At.
this fellow right here.
All right. So there's a Fortitude save from him.
Well, actually, let me check if that's within mine. Yes, it's within.
Yes, it is. All right. So he makes Fortitude save. What is the DC?
DC is 21.
21. Well, that is a 12. So that is a failure, but not a critical failure. So that'll be full damage.
Yippee.
So 4d4
Alright.
plus 1.
Yes, so 4d4 plus 4. No, it's 2d4.
It's 4d4 because it is a cantrip, so it is heightened.
Ah, right. Yes, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. 4d4. 11.
11
damage. Wait, you
points
said plus
of-
1, right?
That is what it says currently in your sheet, yes.
Okay, so that's 12.
12. Alright. Excellent. That wanderer is now bloodied.
Fantastic.
And that is your turn. That brings us now to Eudora.
Dora is going to cast 2 action harm on the bloodied wanderer.
Excellent. And that is a fortitude save, yes?
Basic fortitude, yes.
Alright then. That is a 14.
That is a failure.
Alright, full damage.
I'll take 5 void damage.
Only 5 for a 2 action? Yeah, I guess that's right. Alright then.
Evidently, it's not as powerful as healing.
Yeah. Alright, 5 points of void damage. and I believe that has a thing attached to it. Correct? If I'm looking at the description here.
Yes. I gain temporary hit points equal to the spell's rank until the start of my next turn. Or the target takes 2 void damage. So I guess I'm going to do the void damage, 2 additional void
Okay,
damage.
so it'll take an additional 2 void damage. Excellent. Stern Wanderer is bloodied still. You have 1 action remaining.
Okay. With my movement speed being 25 and me having 3 people in front of me, I can't get through all of them, right?
I believe that is that is correct. You could try
What
to
is
hop
the
this little
height?
wall.
Yeah, what is the height from the top of that wall to...
Well, the wall itself is like waist height, and then the rubble is like piled right up against it.
Nope, I'm gonna jump the wall.
All right. So I'm gonna say that would take 10 feet to get over the wall.
Okay. It won't let
So
me
you
over
have
the wall,
50.
but...
You have 15 feet remaining.
And then I'm gonna... go here. No, why? I'm stuck in the wall.
There.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay, that's the end of my turn.
All right then. That brings us now to this gutsy brute here, who immediately is in a rage, just going to sudden charge at you. So that is going to be a great sword strike against Eudora. That is a 26 to hit.
Ooh, that hits.
All right, excellent. Let me get the appropriate dice out. All right. That is going to be, against Eudora, 13 points of slashing damage. And as his final action, he's going to go for a second greatsword swing against Eudora. That is that is a 10 to hit.
That does not hit.
All right, then that is the end of that brute's turn. You hear footsteps coming from the other room. As a warrior, an efficient warrior, comes around the side, crossbow out, and is going to fire a crossbow bolt at Eudora. That is a 27 to hit.
That will hit.
All right. So Eudora is going to take from that 13 points of piercing damage. And then this warrior's final action is going to be to reload. And that is his turn. That brings us now to Bolero.
Okay. How high above? Like, are we above them in any way? Like right here?
Yeah, I'd say you're maybe like 5 feet above them.
Okay. And then as a follow-up, do I have line of sight, or is this wall... Like,
You
is
have
this
line
wall
of sight.
waist high? Okay.
It's a waist-high wall.
Sweet. That is 30 feet. Perfect. So this is going to start off with an evil eye on this fella right here.
So what does that mean?
That will require a will save.
Will save from the brute. That is a 20.
That fails. So it is now sickened 1.
All right. Second one.
And this value cannot be reduced below 1 while the spell is active, and I can see the target.
All right, and that is a sustained spell, so you will have to take an action every turn to sustain it.
Yep. And then that's a hex. Okay, yep. Perfect. And then I, as my next 2 actions, am going to cast cast Phase Bolt on this guy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
It is a 30 to hit.
A 30 to hit. That is very definitely a critical hit.
Beautiful. Oh, it's not giving me the option to roll critical. Weird. I'm just gonna roll
normal and double it because it doesn't do anything else. Yeah.
It is 26 points of piercing.
26 points of piercing damage. The brute is injured as this phase bolt just rockets through Eudora and out the other side into the brute. But they're just injured.
All right, and then as I have not commanded Karal, he now gets an action of his own.
Okay.
So he is just going to use that to fly. 5. Oh, it does not want to let me do that.
Yes, because there's walls.
I see. But could I theoretically go right there?
Yes.
And that's my turn.
All right, then. That brings us now to the Stern Wanderer here, who's going to start out by marking Eudora as his hunted prey as one action. As second action is going to run up to Eudora. And as third action is going to swing with his light mace at Eudora. That is a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. That is 4 points of bludgeoning damage. And that is the end of that Wanderer's turn. That brings us now to Finley.
Okay, Finley is going to use her first action to rage.
All right.
Then she's going to go ahead and sudden charge.
All right.
And attack. This book.
All right. Go ahead and roll a hit against the Wanderer.
That was a 26.
26. That is a critical hit.
That is 34 points of damage.
34 points of damage. All right. Yeah, this guy is outright dead.
Fun and
oh, wait.
interesting.
Actually, he should, instead of being dead, sorry, that was not massive damage, so he's instead unconscious. I apparently forgot to adjust these NPCs to not die instantly. So, he is instead unconscious and dying.
That's nice.
Dying 2, actually, as he was hit by a critical hit. All right, and was that your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
All right, then. That brings us around to the top of round 2 with Paziski.
Pazitsky's gonna fuck some shit up.
Okay. What you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Consider.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah. I'm gonna use Impending Doom on this guy up here.
Sorry, on which guy? Hold on, why is it not letting me
no,
see?
he's out of range. Never mind.
Oh, damn.
I'm going to
Okay. So that
This
is...
guy right there.
Sorry, click him again?
This guy right
That
there.
one. All right, cool. The Brute. Gotcha.
This
All right, then.
guy.
So that is Fortitude save that he has to make, I believe.
Yes, a DC 21 Fortitude save.
Excellent. That is a natural 1 for a total of 13.
Oh!
So that is a critical
Oh.
failure.
Oh, he's fucked.
So target takes double initial damage and is also slowed 1 by the pain for as long as it takes the persistent damage. So go ahead and roll that 4d6 times 2 piercing damage.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's all coming together. There's going to be 34 points of damage.
34 points of damage. All right. That brute is now bloodied and
That is
taking
good too.
1d6 persistent piercing each turn.
Love to see it.
All right. You have 1 action remaining.
That's right, I do. I also need to... That is cast, so that's the counter. Okay, next up. Pazitsky is going to... Does anyone need to get healed? How's Eudora's health?
Eudora is injured.
I mean, yes, but like how injured?
Injured. That is what you get to know.
Fine. I'm gonna... The range on this thing? What? Ugh. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna jump on over here. How far is that? Is this not that one?
That is technically a wall that you will have to get over. So where are you trying to go?
Okay, so 10, D, 25. That's far.
Okay. Okay, excellent. That is the end of your turn. That brings us now to Eudora.
Okay, Eudora is gonna go ahead, reach out and touch this person and cast Cycle of Retribution.
Okay. So what does that require from me? A will save?
Yeah, so that is a basic will save, I think.
All right. That is a 15.
Okay, so that is a failure. The first time in a round when the target takes a hostile action, the target takes 1d4 mental damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try and stab her with my spear.
All right. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Yeah.
What did you get?
That's a 13. So
13 is unfortunately not a hit.
I'm shocked and appalled.
Yes. So that is the end of Eudora's turn. That brings us down to that brute who is slowed, so only gets 2 actions this turn, and is going to attempt a hostile action. That is going to be an attempted stab at Eudora with the greatsword. That is a 16.
So that's not going to hit, and then it takes 1d4. So that is 3 points of mental damage.
3 points of mental damage. All right. As they are racked with pain, they go for another greatsword strike directly at Eudora. That is a 13 to hit.
That is not going to hit.
All right, then. That is that. That brings us now to the efficient warrior. Oh, right. Persistent damage. They take the 3 points of persistent piercing damage and do not recover. So they're still being racked with this pain as worms are eating them from the inside out. That brings us now to the efficient wanderer up here, who is going to go for a crossbow shot at Finley. That is a 25 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so that is going to be to Finley. 14 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
The efficient warrior is then going to, as a free action, they're going to drop their crossbow on the ground, and they are going to then, as an action, take out their flail, and as another action, take out their shield. That is the end of their turn. That brings us to Bolero.
All right. So, starting off the turn, we're going to use Corral's free action from Independent to fly. I believe over to here is what Yes, it is. Okay, and then Bolero will, I think, stride. Let me just check. Oh, damn, I'm fast. Fast as fuck, boy. Okay. Bolero will stride to here.
All right, full 30 feet up to there.
Yep. And then that, wow, that's only 20. Okay. He is then going to cast Evil Eye on this gentleman right here.
Okay, that's a will save, right?
Yes.
All right.
I think that means the other guy loses Sicken.
Let's see. Let me look at Evil Eye. No, I think you can sustain two of them at once if you want to.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I'm not gonna sustain it on this guy. I'm just gonna cast the same.
Okay.
Right. I'm switching my target over to this
Okay.
guy.
So I suppose he will in that case lose second. So yes. Go ahead. So that is a
It is a will save.
yes. I'm just trying to do some math here. That is a 25.
Ooh, that succeeds.
All right. So does anything happen or no?
No, nothing happens.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, with
All
my
right.
final action then, Bolero is going to cast Shield.
Okay. Then that will bring us now to the bored stern wanderer here, who is not defeated. There we go. So we've got to do his death save here. That is a success, actually. So he goes down to dying 1. That brings us now to Finley.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and use my first action to move
Okay.
over here.
You move,
And then-
and as you move into the space of this warrior here, he is going to get an attack of opportunity with his flail. That is going to be, because he's already attacked this turn, he gets multiple attack penalty. So that is going to be a 28 to hit.
That will hit.
Excellent. So that is going to be to Finley. Oh, damn. Lucky you. Only 6 points of bludgeoning. Oh, excuse me.
Alright. In that case, I am going to go ahead and do an intimidating strike.
Okay.
That is a 21 to hit.
21 just barely hits.
Okay, so not only does he take damage, but he is now frightened 1.
All right. So, how much damage? Let us
That
see.
is 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. All right, he is now injured and frightened. That is your turn, I believe.
That's my
So
turn.
that brings us around to the top of round 3 with Paziski.
Paziski is gonna do some war crimes.
Okay.
So he's gonna use some.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna use a telekinetic projectile on this fella right here.
Lovely. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay, and that's a 3d6. Yes.
Is heightened +2, so yes, that'll be. That'll be 4d6.
4d6. Okay, just want to make sure I got that number right.
You're rolling to hit.
I'm rolling to hit.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm rolling to hit. Okay.
Don't put your cart before the horse, you fool.
Yeah. All right. What's my modifier on this again? What's my modifier?
The same one it is for all
Plus
your
11.
attacks.
Plus 11. So that is a 28.
A 28 to hit. That is a critical hit.
Holy.
So that will, in fact, be 4d4 times 2 points of damage as you, I'm assuming, hurl a rock at him.
Wait, 44 or 46?
Sorry, 4d6.
Okay, cool. 46 times 2. Okay, so that is going to be 28 points
28
of damage.
Points of damage. All right, he's
Is that
not
my
dead. He's
second
injured.
crit on this guy?
I think it might be. So he
Yeah,
is
because the first
now
time was he
down
did
to
a crit fail.
dying 2 immediately. Paziski, you have 1 action remaining. Oh wait, that was a critical. No, right? Yeah, critical hit, but not a natural 20. So yeah, go ahead and 1 action remaining.
Oh, what action rating? Excuse me. I'm going to. Do I have to like have a clear line of sight on this guy to hit him?
What are you trying to hit him with?
Aqueous
Because
Blast.
he does currently have cover, and also as we discussed last time, Aqueous Blast, you could cast it on yourself, but you can't attack with it in the same action that you cast. So that would
Right.
be useless.
That's that one. Okay, so I will just.
All right, you move over there. That's your
that is
final
a dead
action.
body. Oh, that's this place.
That brings us now to Eudora. There are 2 currently dying people in front of you, and 1 living person over here who is frightened.
Okay. I'm debating how crazy I want to be, but because she's my crazy character, I think I'm gonna do it. I would like to reach out and touch this unconscious body and cast Vampiric Feast.
What?
Love that. All right, excellent.
What?
So they need to make a Fortitude save.
And a description of what you're doing, please.
Just wait, we'll see if it works.
So that is a 17.
That fails.
Excellent. So full damage. Oh my god.
So that's 21.
Holy shit.
21 damage.
All right, and they
I-
automatically are dying 3 now.
Stroke the wound of this dying woman and just leech the blood into my own body.
Love that for you.
And I take 10 temp hit points for doing so.
Love that for you. How does Bolero react as he sees this happen?
Ah. I'm not sure why I'm surprised.
All right.
And then, action 3, I'm gonna go ahead and move.
All right, you move on up there. That is the end of your turn. That brings us now to this efficient warrior here, who's going to start out by making a power attack against Finley. So this is going to be with a flail. That is going to be a 25 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. So that will. Oh, I need to find another one of these. There we go. All right. So Finley takes from that power attack 16 points of bludgeoning damage. And as his final action, he's going to raise his shield. And that is his turn. He is no longer frightened.
All right. Here's a question. Can familiars cause flanking?
I don't remember, but I think so.
Okay. Karal is going to fly here.
Okay. Let me actually look up. Can familiars cause flanking? PF2E. I see. Okay, so it looks like whether a familiar can cause flanking depends on its size and position. A small familiar can flank if it is in the right position, and is considered armed. AKA can use a melee attack. I don't think Karal can make any melee attacks.
He doesn't have like a beak attack or anything?
I don't think so.
I don't
know there's an attack
actually.
roll here, but I don't think that can actually. Yeah, that doesn't actually do anything. So yeah, Karal, I would say
that's
cannot
hilarious.
flank.
Okay. We are still going to have him fly there as his free action,
Alright.
just so that he remains in the air.
Alright.
And then Bolero will be attempting another cast of Evil Eye on Mr.
Okay.
Warrior.
Lovely. Mr. Warrior gets a 26.
Fuck, that succeeds again. All right. And then I don't want to use any of my spell slots on this man, so I will be casting Daze on him.
Daze, alright. And that is another saving throw, correct?
Yes, that's a will save.
Alright. That is a 21.
Ah, that just barely succeeds.
Indeed it does. So half damage.
4 points of mental damage.
4 points of mental damage. Alright.
And that's my turn.
That is ye turn. Alright then, that brings now to this unconscious Stern Wanderer here, who's going to make their flat check against dying, and that is a success, so they are now unconscious, but not bleeding out any longer. That brings us to Finley.
Okay. Finley is going to make a strike with her axe. That is a 30 to hit.
30, that is a hit. Yes.
That is 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. So... Yes, 20 points of damage. Alright. This warrior is still injured as you just whack straight into their armor, and they just sort of reel back.
And then I'm gonna use Channel Elements.
Okay. Kinetic Aura is now up.
And then I'm going to Elemental Blast him with water.
Okay. And that was just a regular Great Axe strike you made first, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, that 12 isn't gonna do anything.
That 12 is unfortunately not going to do anything. You are correct. So that is the end of your turn. That brings us now to the top of round 4. We have our gutsy brute on the ground who just had her blood removed. And she fails her death save, so she's actually going to take a near-death injury. Fair enough. Minor psychological trauma. And goes now to dying 2.
I would like it known that laugh was in character for Eudora.
That checks out. Alright then. That brings us now to Paziski. Oh, right. First, persistent damage for this person. Fails recovery, I'm assuming. Yes, fails recovery. Now immediately back to dying 3. Alright. Now it's Paziski.
Pazitsky! Hey yo, it's me, Pazitsky! Pazitsky Johua! Fuck it. I'm... Okay, yeah, so I'm going to use Phase Bolt. This guy over here.
Alright.
Well, I guess he's got cover, so I'm going to move over here first.
Well, I do believe the whole point of Phase Bolt is that they don't get a bonus to their AC from cover. So it
Also
wouldn't
just
matter.
deals like good damage.
No, it reduces that bonus by 2.
I see. So in this case, it would basically completely reduce the damage. Because if I look at cover right now, this guy has, I would say, standard cover. So that would be a +2. So no cover.
Okay, fantastic. And because this is a cantrip that makes... Well, I need to roll to see if it's a hit, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so that is going to be a 22 to hit.
That will hit because the Phase Bolt goes through shields.
Fantastic. All right. And that is a standard 3d4, but because of the cantrip bonus, that's a 5d4. 5d4. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. $11.
11 points of damage. Alright, this warrior is now bloodied.
Yay.
You have 1 action remaining.
Right, okay. Going to cast Courageous Anthem. That only affects... Yeah, that only affects me.
Allies.
So I'm going to cast it.
Alright. Your allies now have the effects of Courageous Anthem. And that is your turn. That brings us now to Eudora.
Okay, Eudora is going to cast Torturous Trauma on our Efficient Warrior.
Mm-hmm. That's a Fortitude save.
It is indeed.
Alright. That is a 31.
So that is a critical success. So nothing happens.
Excellent.
When that doesn't work, she's gonna go ahead and hurl her spear at him and see if that happens to do it.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
That is a 14, motherfucker.
That is unfortunately a miss, as in frustration, Eudora hurls the spear, which clatters against the wall. Alright then. That brings us now to the efficient warrior, who is going to start out with a power attack against Finley. That is going to be a 25 to hit.
That will hit.
Alright then, that will be power attack damage then. That is going to be a lovely, chunky, yum good 24 points of bludgeoning damage to Finley.
Holy crap.
Of the
Thanks,
characters
I
to take it,
hated
this is
that.
probably the best one to take it, to be
Holy
honest.
Crap.
And then as their final action, they are going to attempt to trip Finley. So let me just pull up trip real quick to make sure I'm doing this right. All right. Trip. All right, so this is going to be athletics check against Finley's reflex DC. That is going to be a 12.
That is not going to succeed.
Just regular failure?
Yes.
Okay. And that is the end of his turn. That brings us now to Bolero.
All right. I'm gonna try to evil eye that bitch.
Truly shocked, honestly.
It's my bread and butter.
That is a 15.
Oh, that is a failure.
All right.
And then I forgot to apply this last time, but because Karal is a familiar of ongoing misery, actually, I guess that really
doesn't do
apply
anything here. Yeah, it
that,
doesn't.
that wouldn't do anything here.
I already read
Never
through it.
mind.
He's a familiar of misery?
Yeah.
All right. So does that deal any damage or no?
No, it does not. He's just sick.
Right.
He's a sick,
Excellent.
sick man.
He's now sickened 1. You have
And
2
then,
actions remaining.
Yeah, I think that this is actually going to be another daze now that he's weakened mentally.
Excellent. All right then. That is going to be an 11 for the will save.
I think that's a critical failure.
It is indeed.
So is that going to be
Double damage.
not only double damage
And stunned.
He is now stunned.
Stunned 1. So he gets 2 actions next turn.
That's 14 points of mental damage. I just
14.
made this guy sick and gave this guy a migraine. That's all.
You
That's all I
basically
did.
He just starts
Yeah.
clutching his head with the shield hand.
He's like, oh
staggering
shit,
around.
I got floaters.
So that is the end of Bolero's turn. That brings us now to the bored Stern Wanderer here, who's currently just unconscious, so never mind, they're doing nothing. That brings us to Finley.
Okay, Finley is gonna do a 2-action elemental blast towards that bloke.
Okay.
That is a 24 to hit.
A 24 does, in fact, hit. Go ahead and deal melee damage.
That is 13 points of damage.
13 points of bludgeoning damage. This guy is now unconscious.
Honestly, probably for the best.
He's
needs
been
to lie
knocked
down.
the fuck out and is now dying 1. So the question is, you now have 3 unconscious enemies here, 2 of whom are dying, or are actively bleeding out. Finley, I believe you have 1 action remaining if you would like to use it.
I'm gonna use. Can I use that action to stabilize this guy?
Let's see. Stabilize. Stabilize. Let's see. Oh, here's an interesting thing that I apparently just found about the stamina system. If a character is dying at the start of their turn, the player can spend 1 resolve point to stabilize at 0 HP, gaining or increasing the wounded condition as normal. At the start of the character's next turn, they gain 1 HP and wake up unless they start dying again. The character can act on that turn.
Oh. That's very relevant. Okay.
Yes. However, it does appear to be an optional rule. That's probably why I don't remember it, but yeah. We'll use it. Alright. So, stabilizing. I don't actually remember what the name of the action is to do that. Let's see. I haven't had to look for this shit in so long. I guess your best bet would probably be to just use do treat wounds.
Can I treat wounds without, like, can I treat his wounds without, like, waking him up? Is that a thing I can do?
Hold on. Does not look like... Oh, wait, here we go. Administer first aid. I finally found it. Alright, it is a 2-action ability. But yes, you can perform first aid on a creature that is dying or bleeding. If a creature is both dying and bleeding, choose which one. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yeah, you unfortunately do not have 2 actions. So I guess the question is, like, are we staying in combat or not? I'm gonna say no, probably, because, yeah, they're all unconscious. So we are now out of combat. So yes, go ahead and make a medicine check.
That is a non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. So that would be a success. So you have now stabilized this fellow here. Loses dying condition, but remains unconscious. Does not say anything about wounded, so I'm going to say he's still wounded. All right. So then the other one over here, the gutsy brute who you drain the blood from, I'm going to give them a dying check. That is a success, actually. So they are now dying 2.
Eudora is definitely considering just, like, carving them up, but Finley's gonna stop her and then go ahead and try and stabilize the gutsy brute.
Okay, make a medicine check.
That is a 26.
26, that is a success. So they are no longer actively dying, and they are now just unconscious.
Well, we should probably take these guys upstairs to be detained.
Oh, yes. Let's give the blue one some company. The little blue one. Give him some company.
Well, there's the other one who's unconscious and tied up.
Oh, the one who's upstairs is very much conscious. And these guys are gonna wake up after a few minutes.
Yeah, let's bring these guys up, get them detained.
Do you want to take any of their gear? Or just leave
What
it?
gear do they have?
Well, the warrior has a crossbow, a steel shield, a flail, and a breastplate. And the wanderer has a light mace, a mangosh, a short bow, arrows, hide armor. And the brute here has a greatsword, 5 javelins, 3 daggers, and hide armor.
Honestly, I think we should put as much of that into the party stash as we can.
Yeah, I'm good without any of that.
Okay. So are you just dragging them upstairs, or are you trying to restrain them first?
Yeah, I think we should tie him up.
Yeah, if we have the stuff to tie him up, that's fine.
Oh shit, do we? I don't think we have the stuff to tie him up.
Which is why I'm saying let's speed our way up.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So, working together, you all start to drag these 3 unconscious people up stairs. Aiming to do so before they can wake up. Let me see if I can just copy paste them upstairs. Alright. I can, look at that. Alright. So you drag them all upstairs. Let me go ahead and just bring all of your people over to here. Oh, I accidentally brought Davina too, but that's fine, I guess. Alright. You've now brought them all in here. What now?
Now I imagine we try and restrain them.
And I'm gonna turn my light off because it's really bright.
Okay. You turn your light off,
Thank you.
and you start working to restrain them.
By the way, he does that by just pushing a random spot in the back of his head, and you just hear a small click.
Love that for you. All right. So you go to restrain these fools. How?
How?
Yeah.
Does
How?
someone happen to have rope?
I might have rope. I don't have rope.
Does anyone in the complex have rope?
That's a great question.
There's
Most of the people in the complex are your characters.
Let me check my
Oh
inventory.
boy, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do have flint and steel.
Very
I hate
helpful
you.
in this particular moment.
Kill him.
Flint and steel.
Meanwhile, I'm sure you're taking all of their gear and putting it in the party stash, so I will move all that stuff. Would you leave them in their armor so that they're not naked?
Yeah, sure. But we'll
Yeah,
strip the
might as
armor
well.
of its armoring, so it'll just be like the fabric.
They're gonna keep their armor on because that's easier for me.
You know who
Fair
has
enough.
rope? Remy Reddington.
Does she actually?
She does actually have rope.
Oh
my
my
fucking
God,
god.
thank
Oh
the
my
Lord.
fucking god. Oh my fucking god.
I mean, we probably could have just chopped their feet off as well.
We
That's one way to
coulda.
restrain them.
Or at least one of
Are
their
you
toes.
serious?
So
Let's do it.
we should have just chopped one of their toes off so that if they tried to run away, they would just run in a circle.
What the fuck does that mean?
Okay. If someone comes and gets her, Remy Reddington will come with her rope.
All right.
Go fetch it.
So Remy comes over with the rope here. God damn it.
What? What's...
All right. So,
Oh, there she is.
I guess if Remy is the one doing the tying,
No, Kalal came and got the
Kalal.
rope.
Oh no! He's going to get Remy.
Oh, yeah, okay. That can happen, too.
Alright, so Remy, why don't you gallop yourself on over?
Also, I would like to point out every time Karal goes and gets somebody, Karal can talk. Like he has the speech trait. We just haven't been acting out his voice, but he has been speaking every single time.
This is
he's gotten
great to
somebody.
know.
And Cam, I forget. Will you or will I be acting as Karal?
I mean, what do you want?
Let's discuss this at a later point.
Okay.
Okay,
so I
Remy
guess-
Raddington will bind the bitches.
Yes, so go ahead and make a thievery check.
Oh, Christ.
Thievery or survival.
Neither of those are Remy's strong suit. That's fine. Okay, that's a 16.
16. Alright. Against this bored Stern Wanderer here. So they are now restrained. You have used that one length of rope.
We push him through the barrier. Is that a thing we can do?
You don't know. But you'd imagine you only have a few more moments before, wakey time.
Well, shit. If somebody can hold these two who aren't restrained real quick, while I go ask someone if we can, push them through the barrier. Finley will try and hold one of them.
Okay. Which one are you trying to hold?
Which...
The top three are the one. The top two are the ones who are not tied up currently. As
Okay,
Eudora
that one. I'll try
stands
and
on
hold that
another one. Okay, go ahead and move next. All right. Who is Remy trying to talk to about this?
Rin, probably. So, I have to
All right.
run all the way back over to Rin.
I can just make it a little easier.
Yeah, that would be great, thank you. Rin?
Yes?
Question.
Hopefully answer.
We have some hostages and we don't have enough rope. Can we, push them outside the barrier?
Not without me dropping it and making us all vulnerable.
Oh, okay. Does anyone else have rope?
You are met with silence.
Cool. I return to the other room.
Great. You return to the other room.
Bad
you are now
news.
back in the other room.
We can't drop the barrier without putting everyone at risk, and there is no more rope.
Lovely.
Isn't the length of rope like 50 feet?
It is, but you didn't say you divided it, so.
Can I tie all three of them up with it?
I would say you could certainly try.
Is there anybody who's better with knots, surviving, theft?
Might be one, but I don't think he can fit in this room.
Let's see my own stats. Well, that's slightly better, I suppose. Someone go grab Mildred. Remy's gonna go grab Mildred, bring Mildred
Okay.
here.
You grab Mildred and bring. Where the hell did Mildred go?
Mildred was up at the door
Oh.
trying to chip it away for...
Why did they get moved over here? That's not where they're
I don't
supposed to
know.
be. Anyways, there's Mildred.
Okay. Mildred is gonna come. Mildred's gonna try and tie all three of these blokes together with the one piece of rope.
Okay. Survival or thievery. Make one.
That's a 28.
28. Okay. So they are all now restrained together. Downside is, if one of them breaks free, they're probably all breaking free at
Yep.
once. And right as you finish tying them up, they all are now slowly coming back to consciousness.
We should probably not take any more hostages.
So they're all now awake at 1 HP.
Oh, my head. Oh, you bastards. I'll kill you for that.
I mean, if we were really bastards, we probably would have killed you. She would have liked to, actually. Point at Eudora.
The brute looks down and says, "Where is all of my blood gone?"
You didn't want to know, buddy. You really do not want to know. I regret telling you as much as I regret seeing it.
It's very nice blood.
It was quite the sight.
No, it wasn't.
Right. So I would say that'll be a will save against trauma for this guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right. That is a success.
Oh, it's not traumatized. Not that much coming from.
Let's see. All right. So they now have minimum frightened in the presence of Eudora of 1.
Oh.
She's gonna, like, cheekily wave.
Don't do that.
So
Brzezinski also gets minimum frightened when Eudora's in the room.
Honestly, he might.
So at that, you now have a total of 4 prisoners. And that was your activity for the day as we approach 7 a.m. and the sun begins to come up.
Well, that's nice. Everyone should take a nap.
So
Sound like the worst idea.
that's where we're gonna end tonight's session. Finley, how are you feeling?
This is certainly a place.
Fair. Bolero, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling like the most profound impact that I caused in combat was effectively just giving a guy an aneurysm. He was sickened and he was stunned. I made this guy. I gave him a headache and made him nauseous.
So you give him a stroke.
Gave him a goddamn migraine.
So, and Paziski, how are you feeling?
He probably got it from the fucking light.
Paziski, how are you feeling? Paziski, how are you feeling?
I'm thinking, alright? I'm just processing what I saw down there. I mean, look, that was... This is coming from a man, or a frog feller, who can summon worms out of the ground and make them eat the flesh of his enemies. That was some messed up shit.
Yeah. Alright. So, how are we all feeling as players?
Pretty good. That was
I like having a couple chaos characters.
I'm very much going to enjoy this. I'm also going to enjoy doing like 5 different voices in a row.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. That is gonna be so much fun. By the way, I'm amazing. Welcome to the club of chaotic characters.
Yeah, what if actually we sent all of our chaos gremlins into the dungeon at once? What would happen?
You totally could.
Oh my
You
god.
could totally do it.
Dexter,
Boba Bebo, and Eudora.
oh my god. That would be so much
For
fun.
war crimes that would be committed.
There would be so many war crimes.
They would become the villains.
That implies they aren't already.
To be clear, that is very much Eudora's goal, is to be the villain. She's just mad that Belcora is doing it first.
Boba Bebo's only crime is being slightly annoying.
Slightly? Oh,
Yes, only slightly.
We want to give a special shout out to Jane Meyer. Thank you so much for your support on Buy Me a Coffee, Jane. It really means the world and helps make this show possible.